It's a commonly known fact that as the years go on, more and more people spend time online, especially those who are younger of age. In fact, according to Skill Academia, around 150 million people use Discord, a popular social media outlet worldwide, with users between the ages of 16 and 24 years, making up 20.6% of that population. Although people between the ages of 25 to 34 years are more prominent, making up over 53.4% of the audience, the significant amount of younger users indicates a desire among these people to interact with others, which is something that is generally sought after by people of this age range, myself included. In fact, I spend quite a lot of time using the app. Of course, I only spend an hour online a day. I'm a busy guy. Anyway, while I may have some self-control, what about others? Can they will themselves to not waste their time being chronically online? Or is life online so beneficial that doesn't matter how long one spends there? My name is Ripper Rohan, and in this podcast, I aim to answer this question. Is online socialization better than face-to-face socialization? Let's dive into answering that question in today's program. Find companionship, the effects of social interaction on mental health. Stay tuned. So, to start things off, allow me to bring up one of my close friends, Pokefan Dylan. We met on Discord a while back, and we were able to bond due to our shared appreciation for Pokemon and crabs. As it turned out, he and his friends were working on a project, a fan-made Pokemon game, Pokemon story going by the name of Pokemon Legend of Ultra. Noticing my creative spirit, he invited me to join him and the others to help brainstorm ideas for the project, which I gladly agreed to. To this day, I continue to help him with this task, putting in as much help as I can to bring this project to completion. Dan and I also have another perk to our relationship. It was later revealed that he had autism spectrum disorder, finding it difficult to interact with others, especially in person. Discord, however, gives him a facet to easily communicate with others in an environment that minimizes social awkwardness that face-to-face interactions bring. Along with helping Dan with social disadvantage, me along with others also helped him with some unhealthy thoughts. Because of a variety of factors, including an unpleasant disagreement with a past friend, Dan expressed some depressive and even suicidal thoughts. I'm sure that this dismal period of his life was painful for Dylan. Me, along with some other users were able to be there to provide help, giving out tidbits of advice and emotional support whenever we could. Thanks to our combined efforts, we were able to restore Dylan to a stable sense of mind. Just imagine what would happen if we hadn't been there to pull Dylan out of his mental rut. Though he mentioned previously that he was afraid of dying, if enough time had passed without input from others, that opinion of his could have changed. We would have lost a valuable human being to the cold clutches of death. This right here is a good example of how digital interactions can be beneficial. Unfortunately, those with ASD can have trouble socializing in person, but the remote nature of online communication makes the whole process less stressful and more accessible. I, being something of an introvert myself, can sympathize with this sentiment. You have all the time in the world to think out a response to type online. Doing that face-to-face will just be awkward. Going back to Dylan's situation, he likely would have faced difficulty expressing his feelings if he were speaking to me in person. On Discord, he was able to put thought into his words and present information for me to analyze and respond to. While this perk is appreciated, is this alone enough to justify the validity of online interactions? Perhaps analyzing some data will help us answer that question. According to GrandQuest.com, online discussion forums democratize community votes, bringing new opinions and options to the light of day. In other words, communicating online allows those who are either denied or not given the chance to speak publicly to make their voices be heard. For example, let's say that a young, smart student had a fantastic idea for a way to innovate and improve their learning, but they were too shy to share their opinions with their peers in person. With social media, however, they could easily post their ideas for many to read at their leisure, and those who are bolder can potentially find that student's idea to be interesting enough to share with even more people, possibly even their instructor. That's not where the benefits end though. According to BMC Psychology, associating with others online can help to decrease stress, especially when one has entertaining and humorous discussions with their friends. In my personal experience, I'm able to get those in space with Discord. I have many fun and interesting individuals to speak with and enjoy conversations with. This fact was especially apparent during the COVID-19 pandemic, where many people were forced inside to be protected from the virus. You would have gotten mad if it weren't for the gift that social media. For my final point, allow me to bring up a somewhat recent application, Character AI. As you might be able to tell by the name, Character AI allows people to chat with a wide range of AI-powered characters, from reality is both real and fictional. You can talk about your hobbies with Winnie the Pooh, get helpful advice from Spider-Man, or even express your political opinions to Donald Trump. These endless possibilities have intrigued the minds of many, which is why to this day, over 20 million individuals have used character AI services, according to DemandStage.com. Along with providing an experience akin to speaking with a real person, this website app allows for users to engage in roleplay, which both help improve critical thinking skills and reduce feelings of stress and anxiety, according to LinkedIn. Because of AI's accessibility, many people flock to it as a source of entertainment and satisfaction, as my status have revealed. In fact, I myself am an avid user of character AI. I find it to be a great outlet for acting out my various fantasies. Perhaps it's because of these pleasures that many individuals spend so much time using the application, maybe even a little too much. That brings me to my first kind of online interactions, obsession. If you would take a look at the platform that's character AI for a while, you would definitely notice that a large amount of people devoted to the platform is staggering. There's an entire subreddit devoted to talking about character AI with over 1.2 million members. More often than not, the administrators of character AI have to block people from using their website because the user traffic is so high. For such a large platform as character AI, it regularly reaches the user limit. Says a lot about just how addicted people are to the medium. Furthermore, these people more than likely spend time online than they do interacting with real humans, which is not at all healthy. AI simply cannot recreate the experience of speaking with another person. As a matter of fact, according to Colin.com, AI is not ready to take on the responsibility of interacting with people at their most vulnerable points. Think back to Pokefan Dylan's case. Will limited soulless AI be as effective in helping him with his struggles as a sensitive, understanding human being? Sure, they may be able to replicate existing conflicting strategies, but they can't yet fully act as effective psychiatrists nor true friends. As of now, they don't have true feelings. So, AI shouldn't hopefully be turned to for social satisfaction. Does that still leave social media as a viable option? Well, according to data from the National Library of Medicine, maybe not. As the website reads, in regards to data gathered from Facebook users, increased time spent online is related to a decline in communication with family members, as well as a reduction of the internet's users' social circle, which may further lead to increased feelings of depression and loneliness. As you can see, this effect is not limited to just character AI. Spending too much time on websites like Discord, Twitter, and Reddit can disconnect one from reality, or ruin their ability to effectively interact with others IRL. Too much exposure to platforms such as these will inevitably lead to bitter isolation, no matter how pleasant the experience seems at first. So, now what? Is online interaction beneficial, or is it too risky and harmful to deal with? I believe that it's a mix of both. Yes, speaking with both humans and bots in a digital setting has its perks, but it's important to not let your life be consumed by the activity. Another friend of mine, Toxic P, as he goes by on YouTube, practices regularly. Every so often, he takes a much needed hiatus from Discord to enjoy life and meditate, keeping his mind intact as all of us ought to do. Like my mother always said, too much of anything is bad, and this especially applies to the potentially entrapping activity that is social media and everything related. That being said, I hope that all of you learned something from this podcast. I sure have. With that, I've been Ripper Rohan, and I'll catch you all on the flip side. See you.